All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You guys can hear me? Something else popped up on the screen there for a second. Just making sure. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. We're just trying to grub real quick. Had to run down to grab some stuff for dinner from Melka. Whip it up before we started here. So what's good, boys? How is everybody doing? Chris is saying yuppers. All right, well, good. I'm glad. Buckmaster, Big Feist. That's right, dude. Representing here. The Buckmasters, dude. All right. Well, hey, I'm glad all you guys are in here. Thanks again for being here week after week. Let's see who's in the chat. Because I didn't even have a chance to even do a post. I was running, like I said, I ran down the street, hit the store real quick, got back, whipped up some food, picking the food out my teeth right now. All right, we got Jamie, Liam, Big Feist, Showtime. I was trying to come up with a nickname for Brian. I was like, BS. I didn't want to call you BS, dude. Big Brian. Hey, shout out to Brian getting his first hole shot this weekend out at Amp Raceway. Monroe, Chris. Curtis. Curtis went down out there. Man, I should have put up the pic, dude. He sent me the pic, and he went down pretty hard. So glad Curtis is doing all right. Took a gnarly swap out at the races this weekend. Let's see. Monroe, V. Dubsky, and Brian, what up, dude? All right, well, glad everybody is up in here. And, hey, not too much to talk about this week. Worked on the investment property most of the week and got hammered with some snow last night. Well, mostly ice where I was at. I think the north KC got drilled with a little bit more than we got, which messed up my painters for the day. They weren't able to drive in the morning, so they had to reschedule for tomorrow, so we're a day behind on paint, but all good. We had a good time out at the Fuel House on Saturday night. Got to watch the Supercross there with the boys. The Midwest crew was out there, so pretty cool. If you guys don't know if you're local, I would say for the local boys, you don't know what the Fuel House is, look it up. I believe it's maybe Fuel. I know there's a Fuel House on Instagram, but I'm sure the Fuel House, if you just probably Google the Fuel House KC, it'll probably pop up. But it's a really cool place. It's like it's a membership only place, and basically you can store if you got a nice high-end car, you can store it there, but it's pretty sick. And it's connected to this. It's like this old, I don't know, it looks like this old industrial building, and it's gigantic. They restored it, made it really cool. It's got barbecue. It's got a coffee shop. It's got, I feel like there's ice cream in there. Ice cream, and then there's cigar shop. But anyway, really cool. Look it up online. If you got a sick car and you need to store, I tell Big Feist, hey, if you move out here to the Midwest and we live on a dirt road, that's where we're going to put your Corvette, because I know you ain't driving it down the dirt road. We'll get it up in the Fuel House. It'll be looking legit in there. Next to that other one, I sent you the pic, the white with the caramel interior. That thing was fire. But we had a good time out there watching the races. Talk about the races here in a second. But other than that, just still working on getting a date settled in for the first Midwest class. Out in it today. Big Feist is, it was freezing here today. Temperature switched here, so that's good. You're getting some decent weather. Cold here today. It looks like we're getting a cold week, and then next week is going to be sweet. So looking forward to the warm weather again. But we had a good time just hanging out, watching the races and all that. But yeah, working on getting the first Midwest date here for the RFMX class. We got to figure that out. Was talking with track owner actually there at the Fuel House, and we're gonna work it out. So as soon as I know, we will keep you posted. Other than that, that's about it, dude. Had a pretty chill week. So what are your guys' thoughts on the race here? See, Vdubsky saying my crew is headed to the underground in Kemp, Texas to support Tutu. McCoy, she's going to qualify for nationals in the spring-a-ding. Nice. Well, best of luck to Team Tutu. Hey, that's our number, too. 22. All right. What do you guys think of the race? Let's pull up the results here for the 250 class. We got Lawrence Robertson getting a second. Now, is this his best finish for the year? I think this might be. Let's see. McAdoo, solid third. Brown, Lopes, Smith, Hampshire, and Nicoletti. Obviously, I can't see the top 10. Pulled up the wrong thing here. So, what are you guys' thoughts? Anything? I was jibber-jabbering the whole race. I was hanging out with Brian. Me and Brian were watching the race together. Mel was with me, so it was cool. I agree with Brian S. Talking about two different Brians. I've got Brian A and Brian S. Jet is on fire, super smooth. Agree with that 100%. Anything go down? What do you got? I feel like I was talking so much. I was like half on the race and half paying just jibber jabbering with my buddies. 250 class. Anything go down that we need to talk about? Anybody remember anything happen crazy in the heat races? Let's see. No one's going to beat. So Big Feist. Oh, Brian St. Tomac passed Webb. That is good. Big Feist said no one's going to beat Lawrence. I agree Lawrence is going to wrap up this one. But hey, who is looking forward to that Lawrence versus Craig at the shootout? That's going to be sick. But I agree. I think Lawrence has got it. Got this one in the bag as long as he keeps getting good starts. Nothing crazy happens. Hey, and super bummer, obviously, for Faulkner getting hurt. I think if anyone had a chance to give him a run for his money, it would have been Faulkner. Let's see. Howard saying, I'm going to say, what up, Howard? Let's see. Brian. Brian said he had to watch it again. So this is Brian A. That's who I was watching the races with. Yeah, he said he had to. I know. I need to kind of do that too. Catch up, right? Because you kind of miss it when you're with your buddies. You're kind of jibber jabbering. V-Dub says Jets killing it. Wish Craig was racing in the same coast. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one to watch. But I don't remember anything crazy happening in heat races that I can remember. Other than that, so not too much to really talk about in the 250 class. Let's just look at the points for the fun of it. Let's see here. So Lawrence is, he's only up by 5 points. So that's not even that strong of a lead. So maybe you never know. So think about this. If McAdoo stays consistent and something happens to Lawrence, man, he could lose the title. I definitely think Lawrence is looking the smoothest. Definitely has a little upper hand on the boys, but he does not have a big lead. 5 points is not big at all. And then dropping down, Robertson with minus 25. So, man, how many guys? I thought Martin would have did better this year. Man, he's down there. And Hampshire as well. I was thinking, obviously, Faulkner's hurt, but I was thinking Hampshire and Martin were going to be closer up into this top four. So surprising to see those guys down a little bit. Just shows consistency, how it plays. And that's what we're going to see on the 450 class, because check this out. Let's pull up the 450 here. Now look at what happened here. We got Tomac with the win, Webb with the second, Sexton, Ferrandez, Barsha, Muscan, Roxon, Stewart, and Anderson, I believe, finished in ninth right behind Stewart. And then, obviously, in this class, anybody remember anything happened in the heat races? I think Stewart won a heat race, right? I think Stewart got a heat race win. Who won the other heat race? Anybody remember? I told you, I was talking it up. I think Stewart did win one, but I could be wrong. I think he had the fastest lap of the day, too. Martin's out for the season. Brian said he's out. Yeah, you're right, dude. Dang. You're right. He got hurt. Yep, Jet calling it a day on the white flag. That was pretty funny. I do remember seeing that. Mookie Anderson, WWF. That was the thing to talk about in the main. What do you guys think about that? Because obviously that was probably the most interesting thing, a part of the main. I think All right, let me hear it. Let me get some of your guys' thoughts before I give you my input. Mookie and Anderson. So Chris P saying Mookie and Anderson are killing it themselves by taking. I agree with that 100%. Costing themselves points. That's exactly where I was going to go with it, because once we pull up the points here, you're going to see how bad that hurt both of those guys. Any other thoughts on it? Do you think it was Anderson? Or because Anderson was on the outside, do you think Mookie was just kind of like, hey, paybacks, I'm going to just give it to you, as he saw him coming around the outside and then it backfired on him and took himself out? Because if you're going to go for the dirty move, last thing you want to do is take yourself down too, and that's kind of what happened. But I agree with Chris P. Yeah, Roxon Monroe, he's struggling a little bit, but we got love for him no matter what. I don't even know where he I got 7th. Yeah, definitely having a little bit of tough year this year. Any other thoughts on the Mookie? And I think Malcolm was, dude, I believe he had fastest lap, and I believe he won a heat race. I think he should have just put that one behind him and just, I get it. He's probably was just like, all right, I'm going to take you down and make you lose some points. And he ended up crashing himself and lost some points. So it backfired on him. If I think he would have put it behind him and just raced for the day, I think he would have been sitting in a lot, like he lost a spot to Webb. And look how many points Anderson lost. So, yeah, he got a little redemption on Anderson, cost him some serious points, but he cost himself some points as well. And I think, check this out, Webb, as we've seen, like we always do, coming on hot late in the race, late in the season, midway through the season here. Ooh, getting a little aggressive already. And, dude, he's down by 18 points. What do you guys think about that? I think Webb, you're going to start seeing, or no, Anderson's down by 18. Webb's down by 33. But I think what I was getting at is I think you're going to see more Webb. I heard, and maybe Brian told me this. Yeah, I think it was Brian when we were sitting there talking, that he switched his chassis. So he maybe went back to a different. Is that true? Brian, tell us what you were telling me. I think you were saying something about he's changed frames, maybe went back to a different year frame that he was more comfortable on. And I definitely see, if that's the case, he's obviously more comfortable on it because he's been up there quite a bit lately, and which I feel like Webb does that a lot halfway through the season as he creeps up. So don't count him out. I don't know if 33 points is too far to catch up, but I think Anderson still has a shot at it, because what if Tomac has one bad weekend like Anderson did, and Anderson gets a win and Tomac comes in, 10th or 12th and loses a bunch of points? Man, here we go. Some things will never change around here at the Fight Studios. That's how we do it. Always got light problems, huh? Yeah, so I don't think Anderson's completely out of it, but I do think if Tomac remains completely consistent, and it's going to be really hard to beat that dude. Champion, knows what it takes, knows how to ride smart. So definitely going to be hard to beat. Other than that, Sexton holding in the top 5. Stewart, like we said, I still think you're going to see more of him. Definitely riding. I think the best I've seen him, I think, yet, right? I would say. Been up in the top 5 solid, been on the podium, getting heat races wins. I think it's Stewart's best year. So shout out to him. Barsha, Muscan, Fernandez, Wilson getting a top 10. So shout out to my boy Dino. Good to see the boys up in there doing it up. That track's gnarly. So it's funny how you see, I think we were talking about this. Let's pull that back up. Well, that was the, let's look at the Stewart, Barsha, Sexton. So that's the results. We were talking about, maybe it was, and these are just the points. But so maybe early in the race, we were seeing some of the guys doing better early in the race than they do at the normal track. And we were like, man, it's funny you see these guys up there. This track's one of the hardest tracks, and now you would expect them to be up front on the easier tracks, and then they were up front on the harder tracks. All right, so let's see. Let's jump in here. Let's see what Brian has to say for a second. Say they're having problems. Yeah, because we were talking about that frame. It says they were having problems with the new frame and have been working on getting a new one. like last year's. No way to fix it because they have a rear shock mount. So, yeah, maybe he does have something going on. Technical difficulties. XD. Is me? Are we having issues here? Not enough races left for anything. There's enough races there. All right, so Chris P saying we got plenty of time for Webb. Riding a lot better. Maybe figured out the bike. I agree. Yep. Roxon getting a little life there, Curtis says. All right, so Jess saying I don't think it was intentional. Going back probably to Malcolm and Anderson. I think they're just getting aggressive. Going back, yeah, definitely happens. All right, so Jamie's a little shout out to the film guy getting the shots. All right, well, hey, let's jump in here. If anybody's got any questions on the race, then we can. Jamie's saying born the racers. Yeah. He says I enjoy both. Hope they can get it past. I know, I agree. I like Stewart and Anderson. I know, it's all good. It's funny when you see the same dudes down again 2 weekends in a row. You're like, dang. There had to be a little bit of beef there. Definitely like, I got you. All right, so let's see if anybody has any questions or anything. Or want to talk anything cool going on in your guys' lives? I feel like I always give you an update of what's happening in me. Somebody give us something that's going down. What's going down in one of your guys' lives other than our boy Curtis here healing up from the nice little swap. Got a little injury there, trying to get so I don't know if that's a good thing. But he's like, hey, he's texting me today. He's like, yo, I haven't had one in a while, so I was about to. I feel like I can relate to that. Sometimes you just get a gnarly one, you think back, and you know, well, I haven't had one of those in a while. So maybe it was just time. All right, here's Liam got a little question here, and I'm just going to go. I usually go the other way, but I'm going to go backwards today for the fun of it. He says, like seeing Tomac win the 450, would you consider him to be the Tom Brady of Supercross? What do you guys think about that? I know. Mcgrath, dude, and he's the king. He's got 7 titles. Until anybody can win 7 titles, I don't think anyone can be the Tom Brady of Supercross other than the Showtime himself, right? That's why they call him the king of Supercross. So that's my opinion. I definitely think Tomac, didn't Tomac just beat one of Carmichael's records? I think he became the 6th time winner of Daytona. So I do like, obviously he's breaking records, and I do think he's one of the best of the best. But I don't think, how many titles, anybody know how many titles Tomac has, Supercross titles? Who knows the list? Who knows the top? That's the some question. Don't answer that. Maybe I'll do a little trivia next week. But you can tell me, next to Mcgrath, who has the most title wins next to Mcgrath? Because he's got 7. Is it Carmichael with like 6, or is it or is it like an old school dude like Hanna? You're probably gonna have to Google it, because I don't know the answer. It's probably like Hanna or Johnson. Johnson probably has 4 or 5 titles. Who knows this stuff? Big Feist has said he's working on some new chicks. He's jacked up here. He ain't working on no new chicks, dude. Dungy. Is it Dunge? Somebody Google it just for the fun of it. Pull up most winning like Supercross titles, and let's see. Here. So Brian's just giving us a little update on himself, and this is good. I want to hear about you guys sometimes. I don't want to all just tell you about what I'm doing all week, because my weeks ain't always that awesome and exciting. You guys got a lot going on in life. Let me get the Buck Commander hat in here, dude. We got to give some shout out to the boys there. I'm ready to do some hunting already, dude. It's only been a month off, and I'm already itching. All right, so let's see. Brian's saying, look, here he is, giving us results. So shout out for the whole shot, because I know he saw a post and he got the whole shot. First whole shot of his career, so that is definitely something to be proud of. But so look, Midwest race season started yesterday. My best finish. Look, not only did he get his first whole shot, best finished, 5th overall in 450 beginner. Jacob went 1-2 in the 450 and 3rd in 125 open. So that's his nephew, and Jake is his brother-in-law, went 1-1 in the 40-plus. So this is my comp right here. His dad rips, so he rides a 125 and goes really good. So he's my comp. If I go racing this year, I got to take down Big Jake because look at him, dude. 1-1 in the 40-plus and a 2-2 125 open. So solid day. So shout out to all the boys. Congrats getting those strong finishes. Dude, you guys are all top 5 right now. That's awesome. So that's cool to hear. Let's see. Anybody else? All right, so just another day. So Tommy Shea, just another day building American Union Carpenter. The 971. Let me get you guys up here so people can see you guys' stuff. Enjoying the Mcgrath. Oh, wait. Yep. Let's see. So if you look it up, it says RC is the GOAT. Yeah, but I don't believe RC has more RC is the GOAT. I mean, that's his nickname, GOAT, right? But the reason, just Google who has the most Supercross title wins, and it has to come up Mcgrath because that's why they call him the king. I don't think Carmichael has more than 7. I think Mcgrath is the title holder, but I think our RC's got to be chipping at the boots there. And I bet there's some old school dudes in there. Like I said, Johnson, those dudes won some titles. I bet Jeff Stanton's probably even up there. There's probably some old schoolers in there. But I would think, who else won a lot of Supercrosses titles? Reed's got a couple too. I bet he's up in there. Someone might have the list up. I just need to scroll down. Let's see. All right, so Midwest Extreme next week, and I saw that, but did you see the weather report? I looked at it. I was like, all right, should I finish the bike and get out there? And it's supposed to be like 30, 32 or 35. I was like, I'm fair weather, dude. Come on. I ain't going out there freezing. So I'll probably skip that one if it's going to be cold, and I'll catch you at the next one. I was planning on it, and then it's crazy because it's freezing on Saturday and then 60 on Sunday. And I was like, dang. My wife texting. Fire me up here. All right, Brian says, Big Feist working on the car grill. He's always saying, he ain't working on nothing, dude. All right, here it goes right here. Tommy Shea's got it. And I told you, I'm seeing some old numbers in here. All right. So he's saying most Supercross title is 7, Jeremy Mcgrath. Boom. 250 title from 93 to 96, and then from 98 to 2000. RC is the king. Love hearing him in the booth. Hey, he is definitely a legend by any means. Hey, me too. I enjoy listening to him. Always good to get insight from somebody with that type of knowledge of the sport. Hey, and I would recommend this. He does classes in Florida. Him and Jeff Emming, they do, and it's not like they don't coach all the time, but they do stuff. I've seen it. I think it's called. I forget what they call it, but anyway, they do it like once a year. It's Jeff Emming and Ricky Carmichael, and it's down in Florida. I would recommend, if you guys can ever go there, go there. You're going to get knowledge from 2 legendary champions. Dude, I should drive down there and go through the class and learn what I can learn, because that's the thing. You can learn from anybody, and those 2 dudes are 2 guys I would love to hear some insight from. So you ever get the chance and you're ever in the area or you see it and you want to make the trip, I would recommend it for sure. Sign up. Maybe I'll come with you. Yeah, so Liam's saying come out to the East Coast for Unadilla. So Unadilla, I got to race there quite a bit when I was a kid, and love that track. Sick. So here it is right here. Tommy Shea getting even more information for us. Mcgrath has 72. Mcgrath has 72. Stewart has 50. Carmichael has 48. Reed has 44. Supercross wins. So there you go. James Stewart is second in place next to Mcgrath. Mcgrath is the king, dude. You can't mess with him. Where's Carmichael? 48. So still, dude, I mean, that's pretty solid, dude. And Reed 44. I told you Reed would be up there. I knew that. But how about titles? These are wins. Somebody Google that. Who's the next guy and has the most titles next to Mcgrath? So we got 7 titles from Mcgrath. He's got the most wins. Stewart the second most. Carmichael falling just shy. And then Reed just shy of Carmichael. So legends right here, dude. That's what I'm saying. These guys ever do a class, get out there. Learn what you can learn from these guys. Best of the best. Man, my wife's got me on a thread here, just blowing up. Sunday's supposed to be 58 and sunny. So that even dropped. Oh, I guess it doesn't drop much. I think the last I looked, it said 60. Gotta check that out. Yeah, look, go out there if you guys are down south or wherever. That's I forget what he calls it, but maybe if you went back to Mcgrath, Carmichael's page and just did a little scroll back and just look. And one thing, I saw him somewhere and we were talking about coaching, and he said one of the things that he was talking about is he said he loved is they came up with these like a headset to where they can talk to the rider, so they don't have to stop the class like most coaches talk. Boom, stop the class, pull them in, tell them what they want, and then let them go out. The riders are able to ride with earpieces, and him and Emig had microphones. Dude, think how sick that is. That is sick. And so they basically don't have to stop. They can sit there and talk to you while you're riding and tell you and not have to keep pulling you in. So that's actually pretty sweet. So maybe look for a photo of him kind of like at the track with a little headset on, and click on it. And maybe you'll see the school, the name, and can look it up online and get signed up, because I think that would be awesome. All right. I'm going to scroll up a little bit just to make sure I didn't miss nothing, because we got caught up in what all you guys are doing, if anybody has anything. So we got Showtime here. Fred Kitchen from Canada. What up, what up? Oh, so here, I don't want to miss Jess. Got Jess. Excuse me, man. Dang. I told you I ate quick before I sat down. All right, it says set up for track. Wait, can't read sometimes. Set up for a track like that. Half Supercross, half outdoor. Are you talking about Daytona? Is that the setup for a track like Daytona? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, I bet that's a pretty tricky setup to get, because it's an outdoor track with Supercross jumps, and it gets super rough. So I'd still think it'd be on the stiff side, but they probably have to soften up a little bit, because it's gnarly to ride a full Supercross setup on a really rough track. So I would assume something in between, like you're saying, 100%. Fred Kitchen saying, what up from Canada? What up, what up? Where are you headed to next weekend? So I will probably be here. I don't have no plans at the moment, just because of the weather, unless there's something to do on Sunday. But I believe there's a race on Sunday, right? I think there's open practice Saturday, race Sunday, and I think the open practice is gonna be cold, so I'll probably skip it, and then Sunday will be nice for everybody to get out there and rip some laps. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody's stuff. I'm hearing a bunch of comments pop in. All right, so that's where we started, right there with Tom Brady. All right, so I don't think I missed anything. Oh, wait. Here's another one from Liam. He said, how do you feel about Tomac winning the other night? Oh, wait, he put it up twice, that's all. Curtis here. Here it is here. He said, KO'd myself over the finish. Happens, dude. It happens. Big Feist with the let's go, Brandon. Gas prices are going through the roof over here in the Midwest. It cost me $70 to fill up my truck the other day. I felt like I was in California again. What up? All right, let's go back down to the bottom here. Pick up in the chat. If I missed anything. All right, here we go. Let's we Tommy Shea with the race report on the wins. RC and done. So Curtis is saying RC has 5. So here it goes. So RC is second in place next to Mcgrath. So he ain't the king, but he's sure to head close, dude. Not of Supercross, but hey, you gotta. I mean, dude, look at the overall of the guy's career, dude. Mcgrath's the king. RC's the king of this sport. Like, dude, look at RC's outdoor titles. And look, remember I think he won every moto an entire outdoor season. No one's ever done that before. And I almost want to say he did it twice, but you need to fact check that, if that's true. but I know he did it one year. Every single moto on an entire outdoor series, that's pretty intense. That'll be, who's going to break that? I think that'll be a really hard record to beat. But RC has 5 titles, Mcgrath 10 or 7, and then Dunge with 4, Villapoto. All right, so Dunge and Villapoto, I forgot about Villapoto. That's right. Tied at 4th. I want to pull up the list and just look, see top 10, because I'm for some reason I just want to see where Rick Johnson is. Like, where's RJ? He was my favorite growing up, just because of my age. Your favorite rider usually falls on who was winning at the time of your childhood, and he was my guy. Mcgrath 7, Carmichael 5. So that's Tommy Shay's on the same. Yeah, y'all got the good. Yep, everybody's on it. Hannah, there we go. Hannah with 3. So how many titles? So RJ he's at least has to. I know he's at least won a title twice. Come on, he's won at least 250 Supercross titles. He's either tied with Hannah or got 2. Here it is right here. RC has 7. Brian getting the big results here. 7 outdoor titles. Dude, that's pretty gnarly. And 5 Supercross titles. So how many outdoor titles does Mcgrath have? So in the big picture, RC could be the king of the sport. The GOAT. That's why they probably call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time, because combined, he probably does have more titles than anyone. So someone look that up. How many titles does Mcgrath have? And we know why they call RC the GOAT. They're all these dudes are legends. I don't care if he got 1 title or 7. Like, dude, to win a title in the pro class is sick. And if you got a title, you are BA, in my opinion. Dude, just to win a race is pretty sick. Like, dude, the class is gnarly. And it doesn't matter if you raced it. I guess I would say the competition is probably being harder now, but still, the dudes who won the Nationals in the Supercross races in the 80s or even the 70s, those bikes were way harder to ride than the bikes they ride now. So those dudes were beasts to go as fast as they did on those gnarly, squirrely bikes, especially the guys who rode with, like, before the even single shock came out. Like Hannah, dude, riding those dual shock things, gnarly. Go out and ride one of those bikes on a track today, and just that's the track. I mean, outdoor track, it's the same today as it's always been. So go ride at one of those bikes on like Unadilla and see how much fun you have, and know how gnarly of a dudes that guys are. All right, did you decide on the gear and the graph? No, actually, after we finished the show last week, I sent a little email back to make some tweaks from my guy over at M7. I haven't heard back yet, and he was a little slow getting to me back the first time, so he's probably just busy. It's all good. So I do think I'm going with it. I do think I'm going to switch it, and it's fine because I just put new graphics on now, so it's okay if I go out, put some time on these graphics. But at some point this year, we're going to, I think 100%, but this is the deal breaker. I got to make sure I can get the gear. So I probably should put my order in, make sure I can get the orange accents from Fox and Shift, get my gear right, and then pull the trigger. But I'm leaning towards the tan bike, the graphics with the brighter, like the Hunter Orange right here. See, I'm already hitting my new colors, dude. Switching it up on you. But yeah, I think it's gonna look sweet. You hear a dog barking? Mally never barks. I just swear I heard a dog barking. Yeah, so Brian's saying get on the gate this year. Might have to do. I need to start riding. So Bing Bang said it's been raining for 2 weeks. Where you at, dude? I heard Big Fight's been getting rain too. We got it coming though. We had a little rain last night, turned to snow, and I think it's coming like Thursday, Friday. I think we got rain on the schedule. Come and go. Yep, Supercross titles come and go, but fifth gear jumps matters is where legends are born. Carl's saying, hey, he don't even care about the title. Just go hit some big dogs. Hey, it's all good. Those dudes give respect too. So it's a lot of respect in the industry amongst, like, I think in the beginning of freestyle, people looked at the freestyle guys like, oh, these dudes are just kind of goofballs, you know, running off from the race world and trying to do tricks. But over time, those dudes looked at all the freestyle guys and were like, dude, what you guys do are gnarly. I wouldn't even want to do that. And they got a lot of respect. And then same thing, you see guys doing big gaps. And you're like, phew, that's gnarly. Definitely won't want to hit that. And there's respect. So no matter if you're a racer, freestyle guy, or I think there's a whole new, I guess there's always been free riders. The racers always free road, even in their day. Like back, I remember watching. You guys ever remember the video, the VHS by Gary Bailey, The Art of Jumping? And it was all the racers from obviously that time, the 80s. Rick Johnson, David Bailey, Mickey Diamond, Brock Glover, Ron Lachine, all those dudes free riding. Dude, man, the dog's barking in the neighborhood right now. I have to get the peace out. Something going down. I wonder where Dangerous Dale is. But you could watch that video today and be motivated and hyped to ride. Super, super sick video from the 80s. So free riding's been around forever. So I don't want to say there's the free rider's like a new thing. That's not a new thing, but I still think like you're seeing guys who are not necessarily trick guys, not necessarily racers, but in my opinion, free riders. And perfect example would be like Tyler Bierman. He's not a trick guy, and he was a racer, but everyone started racing, and that's where we all came from, right? But I would look at him as a free rider, getting paid just to jump and look cool, do whips, lots of style. So, them dudes get a ton of respect too, because look at the gaps he jumps. Like he hits stuff, you're like, dude, that is gnarly. I remember when we were down right here in Kansas at the Red Bull event, he hit a hit. I don't think actually, Josh Hill might have hit it too. I think Josh Hill hit it too, but Bierman hit it first. He did this step down, and you guys probably remember it if you watched it. I didn't watch it on TV, but saw it live. But if you watch it live, he hit a step down that was so gnarly, big, and tech. I wouldn't have hit it. Heck no. It was too gnarly. If it went bad, it was bad. It was completely blind and big. And they're the hardest ones at the time because you can't really see. Like, it's easier when it's a step up and you can see where you're going because you can go, all right, I can kind of judge my timing. But when it's just a lip and you're going down, like if it's blind and level, it's easier than going down because you always can over jump the downhill farther. So a lot of respect for those dudes with the skills to hit those big jumps and get in the ballpark and time them, because gnarly. All right, let's see. Johnson has 2. All right, good. Let's see here. So Johnson has 2. Dang, Johnson, thought you were my boy, man. I thought you had more than that. But hey, like I said, if you get 1, is nothing to be bummed about, because it ain't easy to even get 1. So to get 2, even better. So shout out to RJ, the legend, Ricky Johnson. Rick had 7. Oh, so here's where Ricky Johnson really shined. 7 national champions. See, I knew he crushed it just on the outdoors. So shout out to Rick for being a beast on the outdoors. So who has the most did we already talk about that? We know we're talking about Supercross titles, and we were talking about Ricky's outdoor wins, right? Who has the most outdoor titles? If we didn't answer that, because we might have already, and I could be forgetting. But because that sounds like a lot to me. 7. Ricky had 7. So who has topped this? And watch it be like Bob Hanna or somebody. Who knows? MC has 1 250 national title. So there you go. There you go. Mcgrath 7 Supercrosses, 2 125s and 1 250. So 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 titles total. Whew. Dude, these dudes are beasts. Come on. All right, let's see here. Hey, and appreciate all the information because you guys are schooling me right now. I didn't know all this. I'm glad you guys could fill me in. I knew they had, it's good to know their stats, right? Pretty sick when you actually look back, because you know these guys are so good, but they actually look back and go, whoa, dude, he won 10 titles in his career? That's crazy, dude. So Chris P here getting a new Recluse. Anybody else experience with those? Anybody got some feedback on the Recluse? And I'm probably way behind you guys. You're probably all like sitting here talking about it, and I haven't even caught up yet. I never used one. I've always used the Henson. But if anybody's got some feedback, hook Chris P up. Did Mcgrath create the knack? I would say yes. He's the first guy I saw do it. So I'm saying I'm giving Mcgrath the crack knack credit. I think he does. He gets the credit for the knack. First one I think I've ever seen do it. I would say so. What is Feist? Oh, dang, I'm way back. Big Feist still talking about gas. I'm way back, and I need to catch up. You guys are way ahead of me. I can't read, and then I jibber jabber in between the comments. I can't keep up with you guys. You guys are pinning it. He says we can go buy gas now and make $2. All right, so here it says, tell Big Feist, don't know high gas prices. Creeping on $6 in San Diego. I just saw a thing on Instagram today, and it was taken from LA, and it was over $7. Gnarly, huh? So just be grateful you don't live in Southern California, because my boy David Rodriguez is getting hammered right now. At least here in the Midwest, it's still under $4. I think it's I just saw it, and it went up 10 cents in a day, because I remember Big Feist, what's gas out of there? And it was I think it was $3.65. I think it was $3.65, and today it was $3.75. So we're chipping away, getting at that $4 range. And diesel, you want some diesel? Half gas diesel. Diesel is $4.15 around my house. So and it's probably different depending where you live, but that's what we're looking at here in Leawood, Kansas. All right, we had Trent jumping in here. Most title. What up, Trent? Most 250 and 450 titles, 105, 250 titles combined goes to RC10. So there you go. Wait, but hold on. But didn't somebody else just put up that Mcgrath had 10? So we have a tie. Didn't Mcgrath between his 125 and 250 titles? I'm scrolling back up. I could have swore I just read that. So we might have a tie. And if we have a tie, that's all right. Maybe I thought I read it and I didn't. All right. I could have swore I just read that. And I was like, let's see here. Correction. RC has 76 outdoor wins. Carmichael has the most motocross titles. So Carmichael, he has more than Mcgrath. I thought we just counted Mcgrath at 10, no? I thought we said 7 titles, 7, 8, 9, 10. You said he had 7 Supercross titles, 2 125 titles, and 1 250 title outdoor. 2 125 outdoors, that's still 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have a tie. Am I wrong? All right, let's see here. Somebody fact check it. We have a tie. Recluse is good. So Liam's saying it's good. Got a little feedback on that. I heard my one buddy uses the Recluse. I do know that, and he said he loves it. So my buddy uses it on his Honda, and he swears by it. It's the best thing ever. So I haven't heard bad things. I'll give you that much. Heard but good. All right, Jess Hunt said getting up to almost $6 a gallon up in Oregon, West Coast. It's pretty much like if you're on the coast, you're gonna pay for it, especially New Jersey, New York, California. You're gonna get hit, and if you're in the middle, it's a little bit better. 110 to fill up. I know mine's up to 70, like 74, I think, the other day. And when I first moved here, it was $40 to fill my truck up. And I was like, man, that's so sweet, because it was never that cheap in Cali. When Obama was in, it was $100, and now it's up to 70. So go figure. And I think Biden was his vice president. So it kind of seems a repeated pattern here. Right? All of a sudden, my stocks are down and the gas prices are up. And I just looked at my stocks, and I looked at like, because I can pull up and look at all the years through, like, I can see like 10 years that they've been in there. And it's funny, 3 of the 4 years that Trump was in, all-time high of my stocks. When Obama went in, 3 of the 4 all-time lows. And now it's at a low. It's lower now than when Obama was in. So I'm like, yeah, go ahead, Brandon. Way to jack up everything. Gas prices up and stocks are down. Go figure. It looks like we have some of those fake news. Yeah, I don't watch the news, Feist. I can't stand it. I had to tell Mel, don't turn it on in the morning, because the last thing I want to do is when I come down from my coffee is hear everybody pointing the finger, talking crap. I can't even stand it. One thing I realized in the last couple of years is I can't stand politics. Can't stand them. drive me nuts, dude. I'm just ride my dirt bike, live my life. Ain't nothing I got to do. I got to pay my taxes, so I'm pay my taxes and move on. But if you get caught up in it, it just makes you pissed. Because I can't do too much about it. It fires me up. So it's better off not even get too caught up in it. Just do what you got to do. I used to never pay attention to it, and I was always really happy. You start paying too much attention, you start getting fired up. All right, let's go here. All right, so any other questions here? Mariah says, stop the war. Yep, all political. All right. Live the moto life. That's what I'm saying. Just live it. Ride. Love your family. Love your friends. Ride your bike. Pay your taxes, even though it hurts, but you got to do it. They'll come get you if you don't. So that's it. All right, well, hey, we're a little 10 minutes early tonight, but it's all good. We can end it here if we got no more questions. Yep. Yeah, we won't get sidetracked and start talking about politics because everyone, you know how it goes. Everyone gets too fired up. But we'll keep it on the Moto Talk, and we'll be back next week, same time, same place. If you haven't given us a thumbs up tonight, give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and we'll be back next week, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Central Time. All corrupt. It is, dude. It's so much corrupt. That's what makes you mad. It's like, dude, lock these people up. Lock them up. Come on. Getting away with everything, dude. All right, here we got one last question here. What is your favorite memory with Deegan? Favorite memory with Brian. Man, I got a lot of memories with Brian because my whole Midwest experience started with, I moved in with Brian when I was 20 years old. And then we were best friends and still really close today. So if I had to narrow it down to one, that's really hard. But I just say overall, just with Deegan in general, like he was just a good friend and a good riding partner. Like Deegan was always motivated and he always trained. So he motivated all of us because both of us came from that racing background. So Deegan trained, took what he learned as a racer and applied it to freestyle. Rode, and we all did this, but Deegan was good because he was kind of like, the ringleader, if you would say. He's just motivated. And when you're around motivated people, they motivate you. So it was good to have him. And I was really motivated too. So I think having someone as motivated as him and being motivated I was, we fed, like having him as a roommate, perfect. Rode in the mornings, first thing in the morning, got done riding, trained, and then we go ride in the evenings a lot. So we were just, I think overall, having him as a riding training partner played a huge role in just how I progressed through my freestyle career because I always had someone Deegan was always pushing it. He was always willing to take chances. And when you have someone like that you're riding with, it motivates you to learn what they're learning. And that rolled over to everybody. Twitch was a part of the crew and he rode with us every day. And that, like, it was like Deegan tried the flip first, and then we were, in the beginning, he kind of wasn't having so much luck with it, but like I've told the story before, when we saw Mcgrath stomp at 5 in a row, we knew, like, hey, we got to learn this. And I went up to Hart's house, stomped it first into the foam pit, but that ignited Twitch was like, yo, Faisst did it, I got to do it. We got to figure this out. So that's what I'm saying. Deegan tried it first, then we saw Mcgrath nail it, and then boom, I hit it next in the pit, and then Twitch is like, yo, I got to do it. And then so having that group of guys always is just really fun because it helped us progress as just not only as individuals, but as a team because we were all part of the Metal Militia back then. So some of the best memories, yeah. Yeah, all moto. That's how we got to keep it, dude. I try not to get caught up in it. Just fire you up. All right, let's see. Jess Allen said, what is your turning point from your old life to being a Christian? All right, so we're probably going to make it here to the 8 o'clock point. It's got a couple more questions dropping out. So what was the turning point to life of being a Christian? I think the biggest impact for me, and the turning point was just I got into reading the Bible. I think that had the biggest impact on me. Here it is right here. Get into it every morning. Keep it on my desk. It's right here. And I think that that was it. I didn't know really too much about God, and got into the Word and read about Him. And then I think the Spirit of God moves when you read His Word. That's why Hebrews 4:12 says the Word of God is living, it's alive, and it's sharper than any double-edged sword. And I think when you read it, the Spirit of God speaks to you, and it's supernatural. I wish I could explain how it works, but it's God stuff, and God does things, and I was just open to it, read it, and it challenged me. It motivated me to make changes, and but I think the turning point was reading it for myself, not necessarily maybe, I don't know how to really say, but not just believing it because someone else believes it. I believed it for myself, and read it for myself. Then just take, I didn't even listen. I actually read the Word of God before I even listened to pastors. So I was kind of didn't really just take what I heard from the pulpit and believe it. I actually read it for myself and saw it in the Word, and then applied it to my life. Because that's where I started. I started with Osteen. I'll be honest with you. Osteen was the beginning of my Christian walk. So I actually did listen to him before I read the Bible, but he's more motivational. If you guys know what I'm talking about, Joel Osteen's from Texas. He's more motivational with a little bit of scripture versus some pastors are just all scripture. And he gets a lot of kickback, but hey, I'm not going to hate on the guy. God used him in my life, and it's all good. God will use anybody. He really uses me sometimes. I spoke at many churches. If he can use me, he can use anybody. That's just the way God goes. So, all right, let's see. But I would encourage you guys, you never read the Bible? Open it up to the New Testament, start in the book of Matthew, and read straight to Revelation. Read through that 1 or 2, 3 times, and just see what God does. That's it. Don't start in Genesis, because you'll probably get to Leviticus and quit, because you're going to be like, what the heck does this? None of this make sense. I don't understand. What is all this? Read the New Testament. That's what's important right now, because that's what matters. And it's very easy to understand the New Testament. It's not hard. The first 4 books are nothing but stories of the life of Jesus. It's like you're reading a storybook. You're just reading about things he did. Super easy to understand. And then from Acts all the way through, until you get to Revelation, a lot of the writings of Paul, he wrote these letters to churches. So if you read those next thing, it was like this man he was an apostle. He was like an evangelist. He would write letters to churches to encourage them. Churches were doing certain things and not doing things right, and he'd write them a letter. Say, hey, this is what you need to do. Stop doing this, get this right. So they're easy to understand too. It's like a lot of just basic stuff. So it's not as hard. I think a lot of people believe that lie. I can't understand. I've heard people say that all the time. Can't understand the Bible. And I always go, have you read it? And they're like, well, not really. I'm like, what do you mean you can't understand it if you never read it? You got to open it up. Get in there. Give it a shot. All right. Who would say was better overall rider, Hart or Deegan? Well, I mean, I would say Deegan, and I'm not taking anything away from Hart. Hart is an awesome rider, dude. Hart had race skills. First one to do the backflip, first one to do the hardtack, first one to do double grab. Hart had tons of skills and definitely played a huge role in being a pioneer in the sport. Put his stamp on the sport forever. But I would just say overall to give it to Deegan, just because after Hart flipped, he basically stopped and just kind of retired. Deegan didn't. Deegan went from the flip and then had to learn all the flip variations. He went with one of the first guys, actually the first dude to land the 360, beat Travis to it at X Games, and then went on to just has a longer career. So I would give it to Brian just because he didn't stop at the flip. He progressed past that, but no disrespect to Hart. Great friend, a great rider, and nothing but love for the dude. When you change out the rear, would you change out the rear factory spring on? I would, if you're getting your suspension done, I leave that up to who's doing my suspension. That usually depends on your weight, and you are a pretty big dude, so that I say you potentially might need a stiffer spring. I usually a lot of times on outdoor bikes would use stock springs, but all my freestyle bikes had stiffer springs just because we want a super stiff setup. All right, showtime. Peace out, brother. All right, hey, Much love for everybody that's jumping off. He says, always wanted Pastrana and Nate Adams to beat all the militia dudes. So Curtis wasn't a militia fan. He wanted us to get beat by the good boys. He said, always wanted Pastrana and Nate Adams to beat all the militia dudes. That's too funny. Well, there you go. Hey, everyone can choose their guy. That's all good, dude. Let's see. What was your first impression when you met Twitch and Scummy? I mean, we all connected right off the bat. Me and Twitch became like really good friends really fast. Twitch is just a good dude. End of the day, he's just a good guy. He's a good dude. He's a good husband. He's a good dad. He's got a good heart. He's jacked up, but like the rest of us is. But dude, Twitch is a seriously good guy, and we just always got along great. And Scummy too. We had a good crew, and it'd be fun to get all the boys together just for an old school ride day. Bro said all those dudes roll hard, setting standards, legends. It was Twitch, Scummy, Deegan, Faisst for sure. Hey, thank you, Tommy Shea, for the love, brother. Get Liam up here one more time. Do I still talk to Metzger or Seth? Yes. Actually, I need to hit up Seth. Seth hit me up when I was in Cali, and someone dropped off this picture of me from the Krusty cover of 2000, and Seth has it, and he's like, yo, you want me to bring it to the race tonight? And I didn't want to carry it around, but I was like, nah, let me, I'll get you to send it to me. So I do talk to Seth, and I haven't talked to Metzger, but every once in a while he'll randomly send me a text and just say what up. So we're all still good friends. Like, there's too much history with all these dudes to lose touch. And I did see Seth at Ackerman's deal. I think that's the last time I saw him, when Ackerman had the little memorial for Chris. Saw him there. All right. Hey, ripping out them. All right. We'll get Tommy Shea up, and then we'll wrap it up here. It says, do you ever go to Hart's house? I haven't been there, but he actually invited me to it. He said, Faisst, you need to come up to my house and ride. And that was seriously like a month or two ago. So tell you what, if I get that RV one day and I'm head west, I already told Mel we're going to go north, hit Hart's house, and then we're dropping down. Because we're going to stay in Southern California so I can teach out there for the winter. But we will go to Hart's house first. Already in the plans. So... and I can't wait. He's got a cool setup, sick shop, and got a really nice track up there. And so be cool to check out his ranch. All right, boys. Thanks again. It's 8 o'clock. We will see you guys next time. Show some love with that thumbs up. Thanks for being here week after week. And we will talk to you guys soon. Much love. Ride safe this week. And I'm sure I'll see some of you guys soon. Peace out.